Hey guys, Dan here. Thought I'd make a quick video, give you an update on where I am with the Nova build, using some of the stuff that I've watched on Rick's channel on cutting doors out and installing lines and stuff like that. So give me a second here and I will get the camera set up so I can show you a few things I'm dealing with. Alright guys, I'm back again. 66 Nova Pro Street kit. First thing I did, as you can tell, I've got the rear end put together, got the tires are sanded, had everything metallized, shot a little bit. I think I'm going to try to pick some of the detail up in there on the bolts, give me a little contrast. Drive shafts all painted. I made custom headers using Chevy Cheeseburger's soldering idea, and then a couple of the other things. So watching Rick's video, you know, drilling for a fuel line. I drilled for the fuel line. A couple cool things I did find at the store the other day. And one is this. I have more than just this red line. So I have like 5-6 different colors. It's lead lined fly lead cord, and it's very pliable. I think it looks good. It has a braided look to it. So I'm happy with that. And then Matthew Gilbert had posted a while ago that he had gone to the bead shop and got some little beads. So I went to Michael's and found some bead alone crimpless tubes, crimp tubes. These are number 2s. I think they make a little smaller, but it was nice because the line goes through there, so it gives me this clean look through. So I drilled a hole through the frame, ran it down. The one thing I messed up is that the fuel pump on this kit is on this upper side here, and so what I'm going to do is just make a little fuel block and put a block here and run the lines into the block. So but as you can tell, let me see how close I can get to this and see if the camera will stay focused. Okay, it looks fairly focused. You can see how clean that looks. I'm really happy with how that came out. And this was all motivated and pushed. You know, Rick is badass Canadian, has really motivated me to try to push a few things a little harder, just like Chevy Cheeseburger, Benny Mac, a whole ton of people, Matthew Gilbert. There's a whole bunch of guys. So anyway, as you can see, it's hard. You can't, let me see if you can, I don't think you're gonna be able to see up in there. But I ran the fuel line down because I didn't cut the trunk on this kit. So anyway, put the slugs in, ran the line through the slugs. So that came out good. Chevy Cheeseburger's shocks, the headers are in work. They actually look pretty nice. I'm going to run another smaller size hose out, bring it out back here by the back. Gonna bring it out by the back tire. Go back the other way so we can get more of this in here. Excuse me, moving the camera around. So I'm happy with how this came. The collector is a little long, but I think it'll look good once I put a hose on there and everything. Other things that I've done is Dr. Cranky talked about trying to make your own shocks, and I think a couple other people have. So I made my own shocks. You can see what's going on there. The shocks that came in the kit were fat. This is the same diameter tubing and the shock is the same length, but I'm running into a problem and I'll show you that. All right guys, so here's what we ended up doing. I built a fuel line, even though the fuel pump connecting point is right there. So I'm a little bummed about that because I wanted that to come out of the front and tie in there, but it is what it is. Then the other thing I did was I made the spark plug wires using solder that I had got from Radio Shack. It's 22 thousandths solder. And then what I used for the ends, which because the motor's in there and I didn't take any pictures of it, is I used glass bead, some glass bead ends, and the solder goes right in there nice and gives the, you know, it looks like boots. The mistake I made was mounting the motor. On the front of the motor, See if we can get in here a little bit. I've never done this before. I went to the hardware store and I found a little washer because I had seen that Benny had used spare watch parts that Dr. Cranky had sent him. I liked that, so I put that on there. So I did that. I think overall the engine looks pretty cool. See if I can get it in frame. I think it's one of the nicer motors that I've built so far. So if I had to do this, the things that I learned, like I said, because this is the 10th or 11th kit that I've built, things that I will learn is that whenever I'm using Metalizer, no matter what, I will spray it either with Model Masters high gloss black, or the Alcad black base before I use any Metalizer. Just seems to make a difference to me. So we have that going on. So this kit has been very much a pain in the butt to me. Like I said, I love how the bottom looks. I like how everything's coming out as far as, see how shiny everything is? It's the light I'm using. How it all looks overall. But here's some of the things that I'm dealing with. So firewall. I had the firewall built, but if you try to mount it in place where it's supposed to go, it hits the bell crank. So I trimmed this back thinking that would work. It's not enough. So I'm fighting with, I can't get it up close enough because it's still hitting, something's hitting. So what I'm going to do is mount it back and then use some styrene strips and build that up a little bit just so there's something to mount it to. I did spend a little bit of time and detailed the master cylinder. Actually came out kind of cool. So we got that. So that's that. And then the other problem I'm having is the shocks are built to spec as far as the plastic shock that came with, but the spindle, there's a spindle that mounts right here that ties into the bottom. Well, the distance from the bottom of the A-arm to the bottom of the where the spindle ties in, it's too short. So now I'm going to have to build something to go in there. So I'm a little pissed off about that, but it is what it is. So I'll get it figured out. So I'm going to give myself a couple days break on this and do something. I don't remember if I had showed you guys or not. I got the doors cut out. As you can see, that went pretty good. One of the problems I had was I was making some cuts the other night, and one of the tubes for the door hinge came off, so I'm going to have to glue that back on. And so I used the 5-minute epoxy on that, and that, for me, that didn't work too well. Here's my doors. I think overall I'm happy with the way the doors look. Well, actually, I'm very happy with the way the doors look. I'm wondering if I should, just for me, I don't think you'll see it, to maybe put another little piece of styrene in here, but I don't think you can. I think something might not work right. But I followed Rick's directions to the T, and they worked. It worked perfectly. I was happy with that went like that. Here's I got the back end built up, so the gap filled in there, and then the doors go in. The only thing that I noticed was that it seems like when I open the door, that the rear end of the door wants to hang down, but we'll see go from there and see what the deal is with that. So overall, I think this is going to look tough when it's done. I mean, look at I don't think I can get the camera any lower right now, but it looks, the tires are all sanded and everything's looking pretty sharp to me. So a couple things that I want to do on the next kit that I build is I just read an article in the new is it Scale Modeler or whatever. They actually cut the radiator out and show you how to make a no-kidding see-through radiator. I thought that looked kind of cool. Here's what I was talking about earlier. I found this at, where was I at? One of the fishing big, box store places, Sportsman's Warehouse, Sportsman Authority. Anyway, it was $10, and you can see the multitude of colors that it comes with. So I've been using the red. This is really cool product. I was glad that I stumbled across it. So it was only $10. Glass beads that I was telling you about are right here. These are the glass beads. They were $2.50, and there's a million of them. I can build about 1,000 cars and not worry about it. The little pieces that Matthew had talked about, this bead along, these are number 2s. They come in 3 different colors. So there's like a gunmetal, a silver, and like a bronzy color. This is the 20,000 safety wire that I used for the to build the spark plug wires, and I'm actually very happy with how the spark plug wires came out. I think for next time though, I'm going to use a flat paint so they have more of a dull look because they're a little shiny. So anyway, that's all I got right now. Like I said, I'm going to give myself a little bit of a break on the Nova because I'm a little frustrated that it's not going together the way that it's supposed to. But for the record, I am waiting for a couple things. I am going to do the Dr. Cranky calendar build. Got an idea for that. I'm also going to do the Chevy Cheeseburger build your first kit. I'm trying to track down an AMT 49 Ford kit right now. That was just released in 2008. I don't know why I can't find one, but I'm having a hard time locating one. And then